So I'm not sure if you heard me say, Dawn, if you've got a towel or a TheraBand, something that is long enough that you can wrap around your foot, a towel or like a long towel or TheraBand. Yeah. All right, let's get cracking. Latecomers, I'll see them pop up. It's the first week of sort of settling into with school back now, so I guess it's all trial and error with traffic and whatnot. Okay, let's get going. We're going to come to stand. So we're going to begin standing up, just coming to the top of the mat. I'm not sure why that's doing that. Okay. And you can hear me all good, clearly. Thumbs up. It's all good. Yeah, cool. All right, great. Fabulous. All right, so just having your feet hip width distance, a gentle bend through your knees, and then roll your shoulders back and down. So I want you to feel for zippering up pubic bone to belly button. Might have to do a couple of shakes, a couple of nods of the head just to release any tension through the shoulders. And then sweep the arms up overhead as you breathe in, then float up onto the tippy toes. Come right up and then gently lower the feet, lower the arms. So my eye gaze is going to just be straight ahead. Try to focus on one point as you float the arms. You lift the heels. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, float on up. Exhale, lower with control. Just notice those parts that you feel like you need to race through, those wobbly bits. See if you can really slow it down. Really stretching through the ankle joint. And lower. Let's just do one more here. And coming down. Take your feet a little wider. And then we're just going to take a little squat and then reach up. So you're going to inhale, exhale through the mouth. A nice way of doing a star jump without putting that pressure onto your joints of the knees. Nice way to warm up, get the blood pumping nice and quick. So if the breathing is going a little bit too quick for you today, you just slow it down. You can inhale for a count of 3 and exhale for a count of 3. You might want to shorten it or lengthen it. Now, if it's okay on your shoulders, you're going to take the arms right up and over. Big bend, quite a deep squat if you have the range. Now, I can't come through the screen and correct you, but I want you to feel for your knees tracking over the second and third toe. So broadening your knees, a little squeeze of the glutes as you come on up. We've got 10 seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it down here. Bring your arms out and we've got little pulses. Make sure that you're nice and tall. Roll those shoulders back and down. Pull the belly in. Now, I've done this 3 times today. This is my 3rd time. So forgive me if I start to fatigue very quickly. So we're going to lift up the right heel and we're just going to take little pulses. Feeling it working through the inner thigh and then up through the quad here. All right, last 3, 2, last 1. Pop that foot down and then over. So see if you can sink the hips a little deeper. And 3, 2, swap it over. And 4, 3, 2, and swap. 4, 3, 2, and drop. Stand up nice and tall. We're just going to pivot the feet so we're facing towards your left. Hands can come to hip bones and just square off through the hips so one's not opening. Just going to drop it down into a very small lunge and then Squeeze as you lift. So on your back toe, have a peek down that your front knee is tracking over second and third toe again, so it's not splaying out or rolling in. Now, if you've got something near that you can hold on to, you're lucky. If you need something close by, you can just pop a chair over to the side, but keep those hands on those hips for as long as you can. We've just got a couple more here. Last 3, 2, 1. Turn it into the middle and then take it over to the other side. Straight down and up. So if you feel like you're on a bit of a tightrope and you are getting a bit of the wobbles, just split your legs wider, not lengthwise, but width. We want to make sure that our feet are hip width distance. Relax the shoulders, allow the legs to really do the work here. All right, last 3 and 2, 1, and bring it back. Fabulous. Heel toe the feet close together, and then we're going to roll on down. Bend through the knees, just shake the head, yes and no. Release through the neck, shoulders. Place your hands just in front of you, cross your legs over, and then come to a seated position. Jumper is coming off. Warming up. Alrighty. So just from here, we're going to find a nice twist, and then we're going to come up onto hands and knees. So take the arms up overhead as you breathe in, and then exhale, just begin to swivel towards your right knee as much as you can without twisting through the hips, and then you'll pop your hands down. Take a nice big inhale as you grow tall, and then exhale, can you twist a little deeper? One more like that. Inhale, lift up tall. Press sit bones down, and then exhale, twist a little deeper. Come back through center, breath in. Exhale over towards your left side. Once you've gone as far as you can, you pop those hands down. Grow tall. Stay open through the chest. Oh, stay there. For one more breath. Benedict's coming in. And twist a little deeper. Fabulous work. Come back through center and then come up and over onto your hands and your knees. Hi, Benedict. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome. So we're just going to come onto our hands and knees, stacking the wrists and the shoulders. Bring the arm that's closest to me up towards the sky. You're going to rotate, take a breath in, and then thread the needle, take it down, resting the forehead and the back of the shoulder. Inhale, send it all the way up to the sky. Exhale underneath. One more here. And take it down, threading all the way. Pressing yourself back up onto hands and knees, and then take the second arm up to the sky. Inhale, find a nice twist. Exhale, come down. Noticing the differences between both sides. If you're open, more open on one side than the other, or maybe the same. And last one here. Fabulous. Before we grab a hold of our hand weights, I'll get you to just wiggle your knees nice and close together, so not touching, but just in line with the hips. Press through your hands, tuck your toes, and then suck up through the belly and then hover the knees. We're in our 90 hold. Press your heels to the back wall and then slightly dome through the upper back. Holding here. Nice and steady breath. Now walk your right foot out long and your left leg out long. We're in our high plank. Holding here. Now press up into a downward dog shape. So send the hips high. Sit bones lift up to the sky. Feel that nice stretch through the spine and the shoulders. And now shift forwards into your high plank again. Stack shoulders over wrists. Now walk your knee in and then your second knee in, 90 hold. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Tap the knees down without collapsing into a heap. We're going to do that again. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Keep spreading through your fingers. And then step your right foot back. Step your left. Now, if you can feel your bum is lifting up, I want you to tuck the tail under slightly. Last 3, 2, lift the hips into that A-frame, that down dog shape. Nice. Got a couple more here. We'll pick up the pace if that feels good for you. Shift forwards. Walk forwards and forwards. Release. Little tap this time. Straight back up. Hold. We walk. Walk. Press it back. Hips high. Forwards. Hold. Then walk. Walk. 1 second. Tap down. 1 up. Nice. Stretch. Long. Hips high. Forwards. 1, 2. Tap it down. Last one. Up. Stretch. Stretch. Hips high. Shift forwards. Boom. Boom. Tap it down and rest. So just come into a child's pose shape. Relax your fingers. Maybe give your wrists a couple of rolls here. Rolling on up, stack the spine, and then grab a hold of your hand weights. So we're going to do this sequence twice. Now, if you're more comfortable kneeling up like this, stay for it, and then otherwise, if not, you can stay like this. All right, so standing, kneeling up nice and tall. Feel for your tailbone more rounding down than sticking out. Zippering up. I'm going to start with a bicep curl. So bring your elbows in towards your ribs. Roll your shoulders back and down. And then we're going to bring halfway full. So just to that 90 degree. Now I'm just going to continue sort of shifting around so you can have a look from the side. So we want to try and avoid this through the elbows. So as if you're holding those newspapers underneath the armpits, staying broad and open through the chest, and your shoulders are sliding back into their pockets. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. 10 seconds to go. Pull belly in deeper. 3, 2, 1. And then bring the arms back. We'll rotate everything in. This time, pitch forward slightly. Send your sit bones to the back wall and then hug your elbows back. So squeeze elbows together. And then we're pressing back through the knuckles for our tricep press. So if this starts to get a little bit, starts to overload through the lower back, then you're just going to sit back onto the heels. So when you're up like this, you've got that extra level, bit of core, bit of glutes working as well. So feeling for those elbows just sitting right back, not moving, just hinging from the elbow joint. Couple more here. 3, 2, 1. And come on up, roll the shoulders back and down. This time, flip the palms forwards. Again, elbows right in. We're going to open and close. So allowing this movement to come from the rotator cuff here. So it might feel like you want to let go, glue everything in. Nice. Nice and easy. I wonder how Sam's going with her with her sticky tape holders doing this. I'm just imagining me holding it. All right, 10 seconds to go. Sliding those arms straight out and then back in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it out. And we're gonna lift up out to the side like making the letter W. Stretch it up. Nice. Because then the arms are gonna start to overload. Stay with it. Nice easy breath. I've got my 2 kilos and my arms are screaming at me. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Pop them down for a moment. Spin onto your bottoms and then have your fingers facing your glutes. Feet are hip distance. We're going to bend the elbows as we lean back and then press as we exhale. Trying to stay nice and open through the chest. Rather than sinking and collapsing into the shoulders, allow your elbows and the triceps to really do the work here. No cheating. Exhale. Press and lift. Press and lift. Last 5. Squeeze. 4, 3, and 2, 1. Squeeze. Come all the way down onto the elbows. Come right up onto your tippy toes. And then float your legs up into tabletop. Glue your knees together. Now let your legs wander over towards the camera. And then use your exhale. Pull your knees back through center. Still lifting up through your chest. Knees will float over. Keep both elbows stuck onto the mat. So very small movement here. Doesn't have to be anything over the top. Take it over. Pull your belly in. 1 more here on each side. Over towards me. And then over. Last one. Bring it on back. Cross your legs over and then come all the way back. We're going to redo that whole sequence 1 more time. Grab a hold of your weights. Roll your shoulders back and down. And then we're going to come straight into our bicep curl. So have a little look down. Make sure those elbows aren't sliding around. Open, proud chest. Exhale. Fabulous work. We've got 10 seconds here. Last 4 and 3, 2, 1. Let's shift forwards into our hinged position. Press back, tricep press. Scoop through the lower belly. Knit your ribs nice and close together on the exhale. And up. Squeeze and up. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Nearly there. Here we go. Elbows in, take it wide and squeeze. You might even want to just close your eyes or take the awareness within just for a moment. Just see if you can feel if one arm is going a little further than the other. If you feel restricted on one side, I can feel my left shoulder wants to pull back a little bit. Oh yes. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back out, and we've got our little W stretch and up. Return with control. Oh yes. Squeeze. Ten seconds to go. So glad I've got this calming, soothing music on in the background. It's really helping. 3, 2, 1, and drop it down. Spin the legs around. Final tricep press. Open through the shoulders. We dip and back. So if you're feeling up for it today, you're going to come all the way up into your tabletop and you're going to drop down and up. You're going to continue with those. Just dropping straight down. Alternatively, you've got my favorite one. Press, spread through your fingers. Last couple here. 3, 2, 1, and come on up. Amazing work. My arms are on fire. Roll your shoulders back and down. Oh boy, I think we're done with the arms. Pop your hand weights out of the way and then we'll come to lay down. Take your arms out into a lovely T shape and then feet are wide. Knock your knees over towards one side and turn your head away from your knees. Up and over towards the other side. We're going to do that one more time. This time it feels okay on the shoulders. You're going to flip the hands up, so almost into like a cactus shape or goalpost shape. Try to keep both shoulders on the mat. And then up and over to the other side. Lovely work. All right, bring your hands back down by your side and then have a little peek. Make sure that your ankles and knees are stacked. Shoulders fall down the back here. Chest is nice and light and open. I'm going to float our right leg, or the leg that's closest to me. Let's do that. The leg that's closest to me, float it up into tabletop. And then just tap it back down without hovering too long onto the mat. And then you'll float it back up. So you want to feel like this hinge, and as if the leg was floating over something and then coming back up. So rather than just tapping or dropping the shin, it's more of a lengthening up, over. You can place your hands on top of your hip bones if you like and just begin to check into the side that's working here, as well as the side that's nice and steady, nice and stable. You want to make sure that that knee is tracking in line with the hip. Couple more here. Last 3. Pull belly down. 2. 1. Float it up into tabletop. Now stretch the leg long towards the floor and then bring it back. Point your toe, lengthen out of the hip socket. Pull it on back. So with your hands on your hips, you need to feel if one hip is trying to hitch up or drop down, sink in a direction that's not straight up. Our hip bones are like 2 car headlights looking straight up to the ceiling here. Exhale back. Last 3 here. And squeeze. 2. 1. Hold it here and then tap it down. Placing that foot in the right alignment here. And then we'll float the leg that's further away and then tap it down. So if you're feeling pretty confident, you don't need your hands on your hips, that's fine. Just take them out to your side. Try to relax through the shoulders and the neck. Use your exhale to control that leg up. And then it goes without saying, you're just moving to where is right for you this afternoon. Feel for your hip bones pulling in towards one another, wrapping inwards. Last 3 and 2. 1. We take it long, stretch it over. Bringing the knee back in, but not too close. So rather than bringing it straight up and towards the chest, I want you to control it so it comes right over the hip. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now float both legs up into tabletop, pull belly down, and then bring your hands to support your neck. Wrap your elbows in slightly. I'm just going to take a little head lift, a little chest lift. So head is heavy into the hands and then lower with control. Keep your knees still in space. So as you curl up, try and avoid bringing your knees towards your chest. Lower with control. Exhale, curl up. This movement's coming from the center of the belly, and the lower belly here as well. Slide your shoulders down, back into their pockets. Maybe a little hold here up at the top. I can feel myself trembling as I do that. Must be switching on the right muscles. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue your curl up as we stretch one leg long and then back to tabletop. So remember, if the chest lift is too much for you, you're just going to continue this with your head down. Nice. Keep it going. Keep with distance. And just moving where it feels right. If you can feel this in your lower back, you're probably dropping your legs a little too low. As you curl up, take your eye gaze to your lower belly. Watch yourself pull in deeper. Last 4 and 3. Oh, I'm working up a sweat here. 2 and 1. Hold here, curl up just an inch and lower all the way down. Oh, relax. I've got sweaty hands just from doing that. Whew. Alrighty, let's bring ourselves back into our tabletop position. And then float your arms up into a door frame. So flip the palms in towards one another. Hands are active here, so no saggy arms. Just drop the shins so they're in line with your knees. Pull belly in. So we're going to tap our right toe down towards the floor and then stretch your left away. Exhale, bring everything back up. Pull belly in. I want you to imagine your ribs knitting in towards one another. They're becoming nice and small, hugging in. Alternating sides. Take it nice and slow so that there's no rocking or tilting around through the pelvis. Now, if this is feeling pretty good for you, now I'm going to challenge you and you're going to stretch that leg long. So we're lengthening our lever here. Continue to take the arm up and over. For anyone that has lower back issues, you just shorten your range. So for you, that might be just not taking the arm right overhead and also not stretching the leg out all the way. We got 10 seconds. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Relax, bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug, a little massage. Alrighty, when you're ready, we're going to rock and roll up and down the spine a couple times. And coming all the way up. See if you can cross your legs over and stand on up. So remember that little warm up that we did earlier on? So we're going to get those glutes firing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to face this way. I've got my right leg. You can face anyway. I'll just got my right leg here. So we'll go on the same side to begin with. Right leg. And so left leg is just stretching long here. Very small, gentle bend through the front knee and just to support the joint here. And now I want you to just hover that toe off. As I said earlier, if you've got a chair or something close by, it'll come in handy. I'm just gonna slowly tilt forwards, hinging at the hip, and then lift up. So this one's really, really great for balance as well. We haven't really done a whole lot of balance work. This is gonna be glutes, hammies, and balance work. So the challenge is obviously keeping your hips square to the mat or square to the front. We're going to start to work through that right side. Standing tip, pretty self-explanatory, tipping forwards and then tipping up. Oh, I need to keep my focus, otherwise I'm going to fall over. So controlling on the way down, controlling on the way up. Now, I don't know if it's because I've done this twice already. I can feel my hip. Hopefully you can feel yours too. All right, so we've just got a couple more here. And then this next one, we're gonna hold down or forwards, and we're just gonna bend and press through that standing leg, just a little one. Try to keep rotating your back hip forwards, internal rotation. Little lift and squeeze. Little lift and squeeze. Here we go. 3 and 2. 1. Tap that foot in, tap it back. Little tap and stretch. And stretch. So keeping that bend throughout the leg, we're going to overload this glute here. You can move slower, you can move faster, totally up to you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it back into your lunge. Press it down and up. Press it down and up. We've got 3 and 2, 1. Drop it down and then press off. So it's a little lunge and then we fly. Squeeze through that front thigh and hip. Last 2, 1, and release. Face the front, give your hips some love. Ouch. And then we got to make it even, don't we? Let's pivot to the second side. The left foot is in front. Zipper up, belly button. And then gentle bend through the front knee. Try to keep either your hands on your hip bones or just a little bit higher if you need to hold on to something. Try to hold on light so we're not gripping on for dear life. So with this side, on my left side, I can feel that I shift more into my left hip. So rather than squaring my hips off, my left side's a little bit lazy. So I take it a little slower. I try my best to control the movement. Some days it's good, some days it's not. All right, here we go. A couple more. Last 3, 2. Hold this next one forwards, down and up, down and up. Working through that front leg, squeeze, press through the 4 points of the foot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Tap it forwards, send it long. So we've got all of our weight now into that front leg. Yes, I know it burns. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, send it long. Oh my goodness, drop it down and squeeze. We've only got 5 of these. This is my weaker side. I'm feeling it straight away. 3, 2, 1, drop it down, and then we fly. Squeeze. Drop it down, squeeze. 2, I've lost count. I can't remember. Last 1, and bring it back. Well done. Give your hips some love. Oh, you'll be happy to know we're coming in for a lovely stretch. So cross your legs over, come onto your backs. If you've got a strap, a TheraBand, or a towel, or a scarf, please hook it around your right side, or right foot, I should say. And then laying down. So sending that right side up to the sky. If you've got a strap with some long levers, that's great. You can pull on it. Try to keep your elbows down by your side. Just to begin here, as you set this hip down, you can point and flex through the foot. Done a bit of lots of leg stuff today. A few circles with the ankles, point and flex. Take it around. And then see if you can float your leg a little closer. Gentle bend through the knees, totally fine. All right, and then holding on with both hands, I'll get you to walk your foot across your body and then take it down for a circle. So just guiding it around across your body. Yeah, the hip will lift just slightly, that's fine. And then take it out and around. Just creating some space throughout the hip joint. It's also a nice release through the hip there, ITB and the glutes. All right, let's take it back the other way. So take it out and across. Controlling. Now, I've not done this with a scarf, so I'd be interested to get some feedback from you, Sam. Hopefully we're not ruining your scarf. All right, one more here. Bringing that leg up through center. Now pop your strap into your left hand, so opposite hand, and then stretch your arm out wide. You're gonna cross that leg over and see if you can get the foot all the way down, or even the knee. You can bend the leg or straighten. Obviously, the straighter the leg, the more you'll start to feel the intensity of the stretch coming all up towards the glute. Nice deep breaths. Floating that leg back up towards the sky, and then just pop that leg back down onto the mat. Lefty will come through. Oop. Nearly flung myself in the eye with the band. All right, once you've got a nice grip, you can straighten down that back leg. And then take your foot up, point your toes. Feel the stretch through the front of the ankle, and then flex the foot. Drawing the toes down towards the shin. Couple of these mixed with a couple of circles. All right, and then we'll take it across our body, down and around, sweeping it back up. Oh yes, it's a goodie. One full circle here. Once you get back up to the top, take it back, over and around. Oh, that feels much nicer on my left side. All right. Bringing it all the way back up to the top. We'll take straps into right hand and then just float the leg over and across. Straight or bent, up to you. Allow that hip to lift. And when you're ready, floating on up. Pop your leg out of the strap and then just bring your knees in towards one another, gluing everything in, and then drop your knees over towards me. We're stacking hips, knees, and then we'll come into a book opening. So palms together, drop the head down. As you breathe in, we'll open, reach fingertips towards the mat, and then use your exhale to close. So if you need to lift the head slightly, that's okay, but try your best to keep it down. And the hips, the knees might shift around a little bit. Just let the body move however it needs. And then just simply, I'm going to have to turn and put my back to you. So just come onto your backs, take your knees up and over, and then just to the second side. Stacking everything again. Opening, following your hand, eye gaze will follow. And close. Two more here. And one. Fabulous. Rolling onto your back again. Ooh, popping your hands underneath your thighs and then rock and roll a couple of times. Once you come all the way up, shoot your legs long down the mat and then sit forwards of the sit bones. So you can keep a gentle bend through the knees if that feels right for you, but we're going to flex the toes, take the arms up and over, and then just begin to hinge forwards. Once you have found that spot where the legs start to not scream at you, but all right, they might scream at you. You can let your hands fall down, toes or ankles. If it's too intense, just point your toes. Otherwise, just stay here for 2 to 3 breaths. Rolling on up, stack the spine. We'll do that one more time. Float the arms, flex the feet if you're ready, and then we'll fold forwards. Release the head down. Beautiful. Rolling on up. Ooh, got hair everywhere. Roll your shoulders back and down. Thank you so much for joining me again. Well done. You are all finished. I'll come and